What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers might have a bit of an issue here with Darius Bazley, right? And it's a good issue to have, right? Because Darius Bazley is playing himself to the main roster. I mean, versatile, athletic, long, sizable, can take guys off the dribble, defend, right? I mean, literally 1 through 5. He had, 5 blocks last night? I mean, the guy is exactly what this Lakers team needs and is making a very hard case to not bring him on the main roster. I think bare minimum he gets a two-way with the Lakers. But the reason I say it's a problem is because the Lakers already have 15 roster spots. Lakers are going to have to do a consolidation trade regardless. I hope it's not just like a consolidation. I hope it's like through the mix of a trade, right? So whatever, Andrew Wiggins, you land Andrew Wiggins and you send out Rui, Gabe Vincent, and Dalton Connect. Just using that example, right? You clear, $5 million or whatever to free up your full biannual, and you free up 2 roster spots. On top of that, you could waive a Shake Milton. Boom, you got 3 roster spots, and you got enough money to sign guys. So now you can bring in a Bazley, Bradley Beal, and DeAnthony Melton or something like that, right? Just names for example's sake, right? But the problem with Bazley is the 3-point shooting. Right, that's definitely a concern. And the Lakers have enough kind of one-dimensional guys. Lakers have enough kind of like, hey, I can shoot the basketball, but I can't defend, or I can defend the basketball, but I can't really shoot. However, Bazley is young enough to where he makes sense. Like, I don't think it's something where, if the Lakers were just to let him go, I don't think it's something where it's like, oh my God, what are the Lakers doing? Right? But he is a guy that I think that fits the vision that the Lakers have. And what is that vision that the Lakers have? It's surrounding Luka and potentially Ayton with long, sizable, versatile two-way wings, right? Aduthero, Arthur Kaluma, Darius Bazley, like getting these guys that can slot in, be long, lengthy, versatile, defend, but they're also going to have to be able to shoot the ball. Now, that doesn't mean they have to shoot the ball lights out, but they need to be able to be at least good enough to keep defenses honest. And that's my concern is, can Bazley figure out enough offensively to keep teams honest? He's 25 years old, so he's still young, right? He's young enough to grow and develop and whatnot, right? But he'd also give you that kind of insurance. So say the Lakers do sign Bazley. Because of his defense and his versatility and his size and length and the ability to really slot him in 3 through 5 for you, right? That's beneficial because now if you were to try to trade a guy like a Jared Vanderbilt, right? Well, now you can kind of stomach that and justify that because it's like, okay, well, we got, Aduthero, we got, Darius Bazley, who can be those defensive guys. And hopefully over the course of the season, you see some offensive progression, shooting the basketball. Worst case, go into the offseason, it's like, dude, you two just need to grind, right, offensively. Also, one guy in Darius Bazley is probably going to make, a vet minimum contract, while a guy like a Jared Vanderbilt's making 10, 11 million a year, right? So there is kind of that justification. I'm not saying that they need to trade or that they shouldn't necessarily trade Jared Vanderbilt. I'm just saying if that becomes an option and it's like, ooh, we could make this move, but we got to throw in Vando. Right now, it's kind of hard to stomach that because, I think that Jared Vanderbilt, and this is just me personally, I think Jared Vanderbilt should be starting for the Lakers in place of Rui Hachimura right now, unless the Lakers are able to pull off an Andrew Wiggins or something, because the Lakers have more than enough offense. Between Luka, Austin Reeves, DeAndre Ayton, and LeBron James, the last thing they need is more offense, right? They have enough offense. I think you need that defensive point of attack, versatile guy, that sizable wing in a Jared Vanderbilt. Problem with Vando is he just can't shoot, right? And he's had the years in the league where he's just not been able to shoot. Now you can make that same argument for Darius Bazley, but again, he's shown. That's why you've seen a little bit of progress. Like Vando, it's kind of just been, flatlined. Now, part of that is, injuries and whatnot, which is another thing. Can Jared Vanderbilt stay healthy? Right? Now, again, I'm not trying to turn this into Darius Bazley versus Jared Vanderbilt thing, but I'm just, again, exploring that. If you bring in a Bazley, it opens the door for you to now make other moves that you might not be comfortable making otherwise. But now you have that kind of insurance of okay, we got a guy in a Darius Bazley who could come in. That was kind of the idea with an Eric Dixon and some of these other guys, right? But Eric Dixon, we'll see if he even makes the roster given that, he's injured. But, Problem is we don't have a ton of sample size on Darius Bazley. Now he's been in the league since 2019, but he was on OKC for several years. He did have a couple good seasons. He had a 13-7 season with OKC. He had an 11-6 season with OKC. So he's had some solid seasons with OKC. But you look at recently, last few years, it's kind of been this decline. Right, last time he played was the 2023-2024 season, and that was with the Utah Jazz. But it was only 6 games. He played 9 games total, 3 with Philly, 6 with Utah, and he played 23 minutes. He grabbed 8 boards, 5 rebounds, had an assist, a steal, and a block per game. But again, it's that athleticism, that versatility. But guys get better, right? Like look at Gershon Yabusele, right? He spent 2 years on Boston and was out of the league for like 5. And then just kept working on his game, kept working on his craft, honed his craft, ended up, making a name for himself in the Olympics, goes to Philly, shows the improvement, shows the type of player he is, and now he just got a new contract, right? Like, so again, it's one of those things. Well, he got the new contract with the Knicks, right? So again, like, there are those occasions. Right? Like it's not super common that, a guy is out of the league or just kind of becomes a journeyman and then all of a sudden becomes like a real rotation player. But it does happen. Like there's guys that, again, Alex Caruso was a journeyman before he found the Lakers, right? Like KCP, like the KCP we know, right? He wasn't that KCP until he got to the Lakers and got alongside LeBron and these other guys, right? Like, and all of a sudden he really evolved and emerged in that 3. Sometimes you just need the right situation in the right environment, right? And sometimes it takes that humbling to really kind of understand, okay, I need to play a role, right? Like, Bazley's out there, he's young, he's on a team, like OKC that's just, at the time they're not great. Like he's out there trying to make a name for himself, right? And then you slowly start to see that start to phase out. And then it's like, okay, I need that piece of humble pie that gets me motivated to now buy into being a role guy. That's what I'm going to be at this. I'm going to be a role guy. So let me be the best role guy I can be. Let me be the best defensive player and make me undeniable. Like, how do you want to be on the basketball court? Be undeniable, right? Be out there defending at a high level, blocking shots, playing defense, getting athleticism. One of the things that the Lakers need, I've been screaming this for years, is athleticism. They do. They just, like, Lakers would have so much solved just through athleticism, right? Like obviously you need shooting, you need those other things, but to go from a team that has 0 athleticism to a team that like now has an abundance would be night and day, right? Why do all these young teams that you're looking at some of the, you're just like, wow, like this guy, like, because they just go, right? And over an 82-game season, that is so valuable because you have these guys that game in and game out can give you that energy, give you that effort. They don't get tired. They don't get gassed. They're young. They're athletic, right? Like, at 25, right? Like, I could run a mile and be fine. Now, right? I ran a mile, I'd probably keel over. It'd be the last time you see Tyler and As It Stands Lakers, right? Like, but when you're young and you're a kid and you can just go out there and just energize by it, and now you buy in and accept that role and you understand, okay, my job is to do the dirty work. Rebound, defend, dive for loose balls, chase down loose balls, create advantage opportunities, get shots blocked, right? Like, create turnovers, like all of those things. All of a sudden, that really starts to shape. And now you become a valuable asset. Now you become a valuable piece. That's how you get those contracts, right? Like, again, we need like a guy like a Darius Bazley is the exact type of player the Lakers need. Exact type of player, right? Just young, athletic, excellent rebounder, right? Like what are one of the Lakers' biggest problems? Well, lack of rebounding, right? Now, part of that is the Lakers have just been so bad defensively over the years that teams are jacking up 33s a game because it's like previously it was like, okay, well, you have Anthony Davis, so I could either drive inside and get, sent to another universe on Anthony Davis, or I can just take a 3 and then I just need to win a foot race against D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura. Like, I could probably do that. Right? Like, it's one of those things where it's like teams are just like, okay, like let's just jack up 3s and go chase down those loose balls. Well, if you got a guy like a Darius Bazley out there, I mean, look at like Jared Vanderbilt and his impact, right? Problem is he can't, like, it's hard to keep him on the court, right? But it's one thing when you get a guy that's just happy to be there. right? Darius Bazley. You can sit him, right? Hey, this isn't a game for you, my guy. Like, we're in the playoffs. Hey, we need to, this is games that we need to push, right? Whatever, right? That is something that Darius Bazley would probably, I mean, not going to be happy about, but he'd probably take better because he's like, hey, I'm still on the roster. I worked my you know what, to get here. I need to keep improving. Like, it might give him where Jared Vanderbilt's like, dude, you're paying me $10 million. I got all this money. Like, and you just keep getting, they're at different places, right? So bringing in a guy like a Darius Bazley, I do think makes some sense, right? I do think more likely than not, he's a guy that is going to probably be on a two-way, is my guess. Like, the Lakers will probably sign him to a two-way, him, and I can see Arthur Kaluma, like those guys. Again, Bazley is a year younger than Jared Vanderbilt, right? Like, that's a difference. So, for example, both guys struggle shooting the three ball, right? Both guys are very similar in what you're looking for. Bazley's bigger, right? But, that extra year could be the difference between, again, one guy becoming a great three-point shooter, the other guy not. So, we'll see. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. House or not, if you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. And that subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.